Okay, I came in here for MBA General, that is plain one. Then after coming here, I saw the market and the opportunities that they have in marketing. So after landing here, I changed my course to MBA Marketing. So I did specialization in marketing. So you can do that option as well. After coming here, if things don't work out for you as you plan, you can change your course without paying anything extra. So that's one loophole. So I joined Dublin Business School for MBA marketing, and I have 5 years good experience in insurance sector from back in India. So I was pretty much confident that I would definitely get a job after landing here. And things pretty much worked out for me. DBS has been a great college, and they support a lot with regards to your finding the jobs, with regards to studies. You can reach out to them for any queries that you have, or any technical issues, or anything related to your studies curriculum. They will be supportive. I have seen people getting counseling from DBS as well, wherein they, in the mid semester, they were unable to submit their assignments or something like that. So DBS had kept counseling session for students, even if they are going through some mental depression or something like that, because most of the students face this loneliness or homesickness after coming here. So I have seen counseling sessions from DBS as well. DBS is really a really nice college, and they have been supporting us. And after I'm almost completed my studies, and I just submitted my thesis as well. But I'm lucky enough to get a corporate job before completing my studies. And yeah, I'm working with an insurance company at the moment. Earlier, I was planning to go to New Zealand, but because of the border issues, I could not move in. I was working with Shiksha, and the handholding was done by Shiksha throughout. So New Zealand did not work out for me. So I looked out for other options, and Ireland seemed to be a good country. And I was getting my postgraduate visa as well. That is +2 visa that you get, 1G visa.
Mm.
So, and any which ways, euro is heavier than the New Zealand currency. So I opted for Ireland, and I researched the culture here is quite similar to what we have in India. So I felt like Ireland would be a good country to move in. So that's how I ended here. I had many options. So the counselor from Shiksha was Anuradha.
Mm.
She had given me a lot of options, and I had plenty of options in hand. I decided to choose DBS because one of my friend was already studying in DBS, and I knew about DBS, so I chose to be a part of DBS. It's not that I just got this option, but I had many options in Galway as well. I had options in Limerick as well, but then I opted for Dublin. Except for IELTS, there's no other examination that you need to give,
Okay, and
not to my knowledge. There's more than 55%.
mm,
If it is less than 55%, they don't give the postgraduate studies. I mean, the masters and all, they don't give.
okay,
But and the lesser course, like level 8 courses, give you post study work visa for just an year. That's not for 2 years.
okay.
So yeah, you need to have 55% and above. Is for DBS, it was 6, and most of the college asked for 6.5. So the cost of study would be around 11,000 to 12,000 euros per year, and the course duration is 1 year. And post study, you would get 2 years of visa to find the job. No,
How,
it's very much cold for the students who are coming in September intake. That would be a total shocker for them because it's way too cold in here. But it takes around month and a half to get accustomed to this weather, and then you will be taken care of and you will be fine. So now feel India is very hot. So I recently visited India. It was very much hot for me. I am now
yeah,
adapted to this weather.
yeah.
Don't buy anything from India because the clothes that you buy here are designed for Ireland and the weather, and it's not that expensive. It's pretty much cheap. So you can buy your clothes from here. Okay, so with regards to accommodation, I would be very honest. There are literally no houses at the moment in Ireland. And in 9 months of my journey, I have changed around 6 to 7 houses. So it's really bad. The housing crunch is a real thing, and actually, there are no houses at the moment. I've seen quite a few September intake students that are coming from Shiksha as well are struggling to find the accommodation because it's really difficult. So I would suggest any further students who are coming in Jan intake or the next intake should look for the accommodation starting now, and they should make sure that they have an accommodation for at least an year till the time they are studying. Yeah, at the moment the student accommodations are also full, so they do not have any accommodation. That's the reason Irish government has asked students to pre-plan their accommodation before landing to Ireland. That is the current rule.
like monthly or
So
weekly?
living cost totally depends on you because how you spend approximately around in a month you spend around 1200 euros with your accommodation, so you can calculate for the rest of the months. So around 700 to 800 everyone is paying the rent, and then you get the groceries and transport. With that in mind you spend around 1200 euros a month. And with regards to accommodation, I would suggest if you get student accommodation, go for it in the initial stage. Then once you're here, after spending quite a few months, you can end up finding a place. But at the moment, if you're getting student accommodation, go for it. I would suggest because housing crunch is really bad. So once you get here, stay in the student accommodation, then you can find the house for yourself. And that would be cheaper. Student accommodation is pretty expensive. Actually, I stay around 2 hours away from the university that I was in. So it was pretty much difficult to travel. But at my time, it was COVID. So the course was pretty much hybrid. But we attended all the lectures online. I very, very occasionally I went to college. So it was pretty much hybrid course for me. But now they have started offline classes, so students have to go and finding a place near the city because most of the universities are near the city, and finding a place is very much difficult. So there are darts, there are buses, there are luas. So train they call dart, and luas is the tram
Okay.
because taxis are very expensive. So dart, luas, and bus is the cheapest option. And with student life, you get the student discounts as well. You can opt for a pass, but there's a student leap card that they provide in Ireland. So that gives you discounted rates and on each of your travel. So all of the Irish students mostly use the leap card rather than cash. Yeah, there are a lot of Indian restaurants, but initially when I came in, the prices when I saw, so initially we have the tendency to convert the euro to INR and
Exactly.
just compare it, and find it pretty much expensive here. And actually, it is expensive, but there are a lot of food options, Indian restaurants, and many Irish restaurants as well. But the Irish food would be totally bland for Indian students who are coming here because they don't use any masalas that we use. Average would
One.
be around 10 to 15 euros
Okay. 10
for
to 15.
a single person. Samosa is for 5 euros here. Is the initial savior for all of us. Haldirams gives all kind of food. And the best part about me is my roommates work for an Indian restaurant. One roommate works for a pizza place. So food for us is free.
Okay. That's
So initially you make that contacts and have the roommates. Everyone is working part time here. So some of your roommates might be working in some of the outlets. So the food is, I don't think that would be a concern. But with the time, around 5 to 6 months, you will be professional chef. I guarantee that because end of the day you can't eat pizza daily. So yeah, you will see many international students as well. But I did not find very much international students in DBS. It was most of the people coming from India and Turkey. So I did not find pretty much different kind of students in DBS. But yeah, it is good. And the biggest cultural shock would be to Indian students would be we get beers at college. We have a bar in college.
oh,
So that would be a biggest cultural shock as well. So the campus life is pretty much good if you go to college, unlike me. Faculty is really good. I mean, they don't differentiate you, and I have not seen the racism that I've heard while coming from India, that Ireland would be a racist country. So I don't think, because Irish people are really good, and if you have quite a few Irish friends, you will see that they are very much welcoming and they are very much involving in with you and accepting your culture as well. So Irish people are really good, and the faculty is good as well. Most of the DBS faculty is from Ireland. So yeah, they're pretty much welcoming. Okay, so with regards to that, stay rest assured, because 90% of the people would be from India. So don't worry, you will make a lot of Indian friends after coming here, because most of the students I have seen are from India. I'm talking with regards to my college, so I don't know about other colleges, but yeah, in DBS, if you're coming, you will find a lot of Indians. So yeah, there are festivals that are celebrated in the city. All the Indians come in together. But once you come here, you make your own set of friends and you just hang out with them and celebrate in your own way. So, but there are the cultural parties and the festivals that are during the seasons. So we had Ganesh Chaturthi here. We are having Navratri here in the city. But end of the day, you will hang out with your friends and you will stay in that limited close group. There is any difference studying in university or college, there's no as such difference. End of the day, if you have some kind of experience from India, they won't even see your marks or from where you graduated, so you will get job. I think Karan is talking from that perspective, because I had this question when I came to Ireland. Would the university or the college would make a difference for placement? And with regards to placement, you don't have campus interviews just like India. So you have to hunt for your own job. You have to make contacts. Yeah, some colleges do provide. So DBS gave me 1,000 euro scholarship. I would suggest don't come before 10 days of your college start, because you can't make any documents unless and until you get to the letter from your college. So if you come 10 days or 20 days prior to your course start, you won't spend a lot, because in the initial days you would be having no jobs and you would be struggling with the accommodation. You need the college letter for all the documents in Ireland, so they provide that during the induction or 10 days prior to your course starts. So I would suggest come 10 to 20 days before your course start date. With regards to part time, even I had this concern while coming from India. You have n number of part time, so you need not worry about part time. Housing would be a crunch, but part time you will land like crazy. There are a lot of part time opportunities, and the with regards to work, you will get easily in supply chains like this thing: McDonald's, Domino's, Pizza Hut, and Indian stores, Indian restaurants. There are a lot of options. Part time won't be a concern for you guys. Decided wage from the government is 1050, so that should be the salary you should ask for, because in most of the Indian stores and all, we get exploited, like they pay just 7 6. So don't accept those jobs. And I have, in my initial days, I have even seen you don't even get paid if you work for an Indian restaurant. So just look out for such jobs and work for the minimum wage, that is 1050. If someone is offering less than that, don't go for it. And with regards to wages, you get it every week. If someone is delaying, don't work there. If given a chance now, that I would say that go for Jan intake, because very few people come during Jan intake, and that is a good best time to come, because you won't struggle much for the accommodation and job as well. Because September is like a real fight for accommodation, for jobs and everything. It's not that you won't get a job in September, but you will get a job. But I would suggest, as per my experience, go for Jan intake. People who are coming as a fresher, there are a lot of graduate roles. So you can apply for graduate roles and work as an intern. And if your work is good, they employ you for sure. That's not a problem. But make your LinkedIn game strong. LinkedIn is the best place to get a job, because I got 2 jobs because of LinkedIn. Make your LinkedIn game strong, build up connections, and reach out to all the HRs of the big companies that are having the openings. Make communication, and that's pretty much it. That works for everyone. So I don't think the accommodation crisis would be over soon. That would be here for a pretty good time, because the number of people coming in and the houses that are actually present in Ireland is very less. And with regards to the websites you can find is Daft, Rent.ie, and the Facebook Marketplace. These are the 3 options you can find, or unless you have any relatives or friends staying already here. The different clubs, they call it clubs here. So there are different clubs like rugby club, football club, badminton club. There are all sorts of sports played here. I was shocked to see even softball is a sport here, because I used to play softball back in my country. So even softball is a sport here. So you get everything what you need here, even the ping pong and all that.